answer right in the front. Can you read that, please? So before we continue, let's make sure we're doing a body check. You're sitting up nice and tall, heads are knocked down. Still pretty early in the day. Don't forget lunch is next. Get excited. Sit up. So let me provide you with the rationale behind the sentence that says solve in your notebook first. Write your answer in a complete sentence in the text box below. And I'm going to explain that now because you're going to be seeing that very often throughout a lot of our math problems. The reason for that is, one, this is preparing you for when you take your QA, and two, high school, college, right? So let me explain. Solve in your notebook first. When it's time to take your QA, your first QA is in October. Everything is going to be online. It's going to be on Illuminate. You guys know how sometimes the teachers will collect your scrap paper, and although you don't have it, you don't have the answer in Illuminate, but you have it on your scrap paper, we still give you the credit. That's not happening anymore, right? So we're literally only correcting what is online, what you type in Illuminate. So we're going to start practicing that by doing it in class. So for example, not yet, you're going to solve for the problem in your notebook. Let's say it says you have to find the ratio 2 to 4, the next one is like 4 to 8, right? You're going to put that in your notebook, you're going to solve in your notebook. But then you have to go back and type the answer on decimals, right? So let's say the answer is 8 yellow cups. I'm just making this up. You solve for 8, you draw the table out in your notebook, but then you're going to go back in decimal and it says there are 8 yellow cups. That is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the answer that you're going to put in decimals. Not yet.
Just to also add on, a lot of you left points last year on your QAs and CRQs and the state test. That's why in 7th grade we started this earlier than later.
There are some of you, so listen, there are some of you who are so close to passing the state test. Mr. Rivas and Ms. Store told me, I don't remember the names, but there are many of you who are like literally 1 or 2 points away. What happened? 9 times out of 10, you had the answer on your scrap paper, but guess what? Did the state get your scrap paper? I'm asking you, did they get your scrap? No. Did we all rob the train and drop off thousands of scrap paper? No. They literally only grade what you type. If it says explain, that's what you have to do. You can't just, 5th grade, it says show or explain. There's no more of that. You literally have to type everything out. You have to explain it. When it's time for you to go off to high school and college, your professor's not asking you for no scrap paper. Whatever you turn in on Blackboard or Canvas, whatever online platform they use, that is what is being graded. So we're going to start doing that now, today. Every exit ticket is going to look like this. Now, I believe it's this problem right here. I don't provide you with the table. You have to solve using the ratio table in your notebook and come back and give me the answer. Solve in your notebook first, give me the answer in a complete sentence. Let me provide you with the sentence stem now. It says how many crocodiles are in the watering hole. Your sentence needs to start off by saying there are blank crocodiles in a watering hole. Don't just give me the answer 2. Don't just give me 20. Don't give me just 50. You need to give me a complete sentence. This rolls over into your ELA. When it's time for you to start writing paragraphs, papers, reports, when you get them as reads class. You can't just say, oh, blue, my goal. It's an incomplete thought. They ask you how many pages you read. Let's say you write 50. 50 can represent anything. It can represent the amount of money in your pocket right now. It can represent the number of Jordans you own at home. Write a complete sentence. Get it? Got it? Good. All right. Here we go. Now time to have fun. Milan, nice and loud. Read the screen for us, please. Nice and loud. We can't hear the air going. It's hot. I can't turn it off. Go ahead.
Equivalent ratios have different numbers of
shortest proportion. In your notebook on page 3, you are writing this definition down now. Go ahead, open up to page 3. You are writing the definition that Milani just read. For those of you who can't see, I'll paste you to screen 3 so you can see it. Take about a minute to get that down. I see Zaire is copying it in his notebook right under this heading. Milani is copying, yes. Yes. You're literally just copying the first part that Milani read on the board where it says equivalent ratios. The purpose of also writing in your notebook is that when you go home and it's time to do your homework and you have questions or your parents have questions, you have something to reference. About 10 more seconds. Give me a thumbs up if you're still writing. Well, okay, take about 30 more seconds. Nice job. Love to see everyone is writing. Samir, you got it? You did that on music, let me see. We're copying this. All right. Cool. So on the screen, we have an example. They're talking about the food that some of y'all like to come in my classroom and eat 8 o'clock in the morning. It doesn't say empanadas, but chicken pot. That's what they come in and eat this every morning. Who's my empanadas friends? Tim, Zaire, Makaiza. Yeah, early morning. Eating all this grease. So how many of y'all love chicken patties? Beef patties with golden crust. Don't have to be golden crust for people any Caribbean school, right? I do too. I prefer the chicken. I don't do too much beef nowadays. You know, get older, I gotta watch what I eat. So, they give us an example here. Yeah, I'll scroll up so you can see the table. Actually, let me just do it here so you can see those. For every 2 slices of bread, we have 1 patty. But then every 4 slices of bread, we have 2 chicken patties. What do you notice about those 2 ratios just right there? They started here. So they had 2 slices of bread and then 1 patty, but then they went from 2 slices of bread to 4 slices of bread, and then from 1 patty to 2 patties. What do you notice, Jordan? So she says it's multiplying by 2. Do we agree or disagree with Jordan? Makaiza, why do you agree? Go ahead.
I agree because we know it it was from 2 to 4, so it would be like 2 times 2, and then 1 times 2 to 2.
When you're dealing with ratios, what 2 operations are we only using? Say it again. We're only using multiplication and division. We're only using what?
Multiplication and division.
Jordan just told us we're multiplying by 2. We're multiplying by 2.
2.
So because now you're in 7th grade, the language is going to shift just a little bit. Instead of just saying multiplying, you know, that's how we identify ratios in 6th grade. You're going to say you're scaling up by 2. And what you do on one side, you do to the other side. So I scaled up by 2 for the bread. What do I have to do with the chicken patties? Say it again, Makaiza. Everyone, we're going to do what? You're going to scale up by 2. So now, in my next row, I notice I have 4 patties. And then below that, I have 10 slices of bread, but don't know how